Hello everyone, today I will test ride the BMW R18 Transcontinental. First of all, I want to thank Steve from Blackfoot Motorsport to be able to offer this test ride for me, and we'll go from there and we'll give you my opinion. So for what I know, this one, it has more travel in the suspension, right? The other one, right?
The Transcontinental has a little bit more travel.
Oh, okay.
And the Transcontinental and the Bagger have a little bit more suspension travel than these ones.
Do you notice this one is very stiff in the bump? Like,
I don't notice that, but I took this one home last night, like I said, and it was really nice. So
perfect.
So I'll just go through a couple of things with you on this.
Yeah.
First one, move it off the sidewalk. So your power is here.
Okay.
So there's the power button. Now that'll bring everything to life. To start it, you just pull the clutch in and hit the starter button here.
Okay.
To scroll through the various menus, you go through here. I've got the heated grips on and the heated seat.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still cold enough, but we'll leave them on for now. So that dials you through your trip stuff, fuel economy, hours.
Okay.
I don't know how it could have 2 hours, but it's supposed to have a break in 38 minutes.
Okay.
Average speed was 77 kilometers an hour. Once you get rolling, your tire pressures will be there.
Yes.
And then that's the range. And then just a traditional fuel
And
gauge.
changing between the roll and the rain and stuff like that from where?
That's on the mode.
Okay.
So the mode is right here. So there's roll,
the mode is here.
rock,
Okay.
rain, and roll.
Okay.
Apparently I left the radio on.
So the rock is the one is like the most
powerful.
powerful. Okay.
All right, so I pressed. Well, I'll get that better. Okay, so that's the home screen. Hit menu, and you go to the different settings. The My Vehicle gives you all sorts of information that I don't think anybody ever needs. It gives you like your range and the voltage on the battery, your tire pressure once you get rolling.
Yeah.
This is all of the trip information. And then again, more tire pressure and service requirements. If you go through radio, navigation, different medias, this is all if you hook your phone up.
Okay.
And telephone, and then to the settings menu, and that's where you can like for instance select the heating. I don't know if you want the grips on.
No.
No? Okay, so I'll turn them on.
I mean, maybe we can make it like 2 or something, just to try it,
Sure.
to see how it feels.
Alright, and the seat heat, I'll leave on 3 because that way you'll feel it through your butt.
And this one can go to all the way to 10 or what? What is the max you can?
It's 6.
6, okay.
Yeah. Vehicle settings, it's basically the alarm system. And I don't have it turned on.
Okay.
I can just see that causing issues.
So the alarm system is part of the package, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Date and time, units, language, and then to pair phones and helmets and all that sort of stuff. So stuff I don't think that we'll be needing today, but I'll just leave it up.
Okay.
So we're back to the home screen, and what'll happen is the radio station will come up, and if you want the radio like turned off so you can't hear it, you just dial the wheel.
Okay.
Or dial it up. I will leave that to you. There's the fob for your pocket. Your fuel gauge is there, speedo is here, tack is here, and power reserve gauge is there.
Okay.
I guess on the Bentleys and stuff they have that.
Yes.
I'm not sure why we have it here, but
Everybody talk about this one, and some people they say it's just to fill up the the space.
you know what? I think it is. Yeah, like on an old boat that we had, we had a vacuum gauge, which is essentially the same thing.
Okay.
And it was the most useless thing. Although I guess it tells you when you're operating more efficiently. And less. So I don't know if you noticed, but it does have heel toe shift.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to use it.
I'm used to get a heel shifter anyway.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah. My bike has a heel shifter.
Okay. I find that this one, how it's indexed right now, this is too high.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed too. Usually they are level, like.
Yeah. So I think that the front needs to go up just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And the back needs to go down.
Perfect.
So I think we're gonna do that.
And the reverse, how the reverse works. So you just flip this one and.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just no, stop. Thanks.
And the bike has to be in the neutral, or.
Yes. All right. So you just turn it.
Okay.
And then you use the starter button.
Oh. Okay.
I've never actually used it.
Yeah.
I never used the reverse arm on that. So, John, I think we'll go up and through the industrial area first of all.
Okay.
Just so you can get used to it kind of at low speed.
Yes.
We'll take that all the way down to Glenmore.
Okay.
We'll hop on Glenmore for a moment, and then we'll go down Barlow,
Okay.
and then we'll come back up on Highway 2 if you're
Yeah.
good with that.
Yeah.
All right. That just gives you a little bit of low speed
Exactly.
and also a little bit of high speed.
Right.
But that bike this morning, I didn't put my face my visor down at all, and it was really comfortable. The screen seems to be very efficient.
Yes, it's a little bit high, but it's really in the right position.
Yeah, I didn't find it high. I found it just, and I'm not a big windshield guy.
Yeah.
But I found it was really nice for me. I was looking just over it,
Okay.
and it worked well for me. So. And also my visor was really dirty. It is really dirty. So going into the sun, it was nice to not have to have it down.
Yeah. The only thing I want to get used to it is this position.
Yeah.
I get used to
Well, what are you riding now, John?
Indian chieftain.
Okay. So it's forward controls, right?
Yeah, it's all. Yeah. But I think this one can be like, if I put like highway pegs here, can be okay too.
You put highway pegs
Or this one here, right?
there is an accessory for here
Oh.
that
Yeah.
replaces the valve cover with a machine one that has a peg that flips.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's not from BMW, it's from the aftermarket.
Okay.
All right, so just follow me. If I lose you a light or anything, I will stop.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
If you're having any trouble, just honk the horn, wave your hand.
Okay.
The cruise control is here, so you have to turn it on this way, and then you set it like that.
You set it?
Reset there.
Is it automatically set it to adaptive, or?
It's on adaptive now.
Okay.
If you want to turn off the adaptive, just push down on that button. For
this
long
one.
hold.
And this one you can control the space also?
The distance.
The distance,
So
okay.
Again, it's short short pushes on that one.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Okay. So what I noticed right away, I noticed that the bike when you take it from the stand and you make it up, it will be a little bit heavy, but once you start to move the bike, it's really very light. So why did I choose to test ride this bike? So BMW, of course, they are known of adventure bike and all this good bike, but the competition in North America mainly between Harley Davidson and Indian and some other companies, Japanese companies like Yamaha or other companies, but BMW when they announced last year when they came with the concept with the R18, it was really a very interesting concept, and the bike really looks really different. Almost everybody, was thinking about R18, attracted or hate at the same time the big boxer engine, which is like two wings on on the bike. But when I saw this engine, it's really very attractive. It's like a masterpiece. It really looks nice. And also the bike come with the exposed shifter, and it's really very nice and unique in bike words. So when the R18 came to the market or Canadian market, I tried to set up a test ride, but I had no time. And I was really not sure about if I want to go back again to the cruiser, because I had the cruiser before, and it was really very hard sometimes to go in long trips or highway in high speed because of the no windshield, and I don't feel comfortable, especially if I go for a long ride. I want to carry some stuff with me, and I was really not really thinking that the cruiser will be the good one for me. So what I did, actually, I changed it to a different bike, and the last bike I got it was the Bagger, which is Indian Chieftain, and it's a really great bike. I have no problem with it. But I almost feel bored having this bike. Plus, I feel like there is maybe a better opportunity to have new bike, especially when you sell the bike almost new. You get some good value for when you sell the bike. So I decided to sell the Chieftain, and I was looking for something or alternative. I was going to get again the Indian, because Indian really is very good bike, but at the same time I want to try something new. So when BMW announced the R18 and come with two versions, which is the B and TC, which Transcontinental, I was really happy that I see BMW come to the North American market and try to compete with the other companies like Harley and Indian, etc. So the only thing I was really not sure when I can test ride this bike, and I talked to Blackfoot Motorsports, and I connected with Steve, and Steve told me, oh, we can get you a test ride in a few days. And I was really surprised that he was able to get me this opportunity and test ride this bike. The bike overall, it looks awesome. I have no problem with how it looks. You will be unique on the road. Nobody will, everybody in the road has those Harley Davidson or Street Glide, Road Glide, Road King, and all this Harley. And Indian too, they have Chieftain or Challenger, or it's mostly nobody will. I'm not sure if this bike will be very popular, because in North America basically they like the American bikes for many reasons. But I can see the reason number one is the forward control. So I get used to forward control, and I'm not really sure how the riding position on the BMW will fit my needs, because number one, as I can tell from the beginning, this riding position is not bad, but it takes some time to get used to it. And I don't see any problem to ride the bike in this position, but I don't know how long it will remain comfortable to ride this bike in long distance. But overall, I have no problem with the riding position till now, and I feel like it's really very comfortable to ride this bike in this position. Anyway, so let's go to some things I like, or I start to feel I like them in this bike, and some stuff I don't like. As I mentioned, the bike is, everybody talk about the bike, is very heavy, and of course, especially the Transcontinental is really heavy because of the extra stuff on it. But as I said, once you take the bike from the stand and it's upright, it's really very heavy. It's well balanced, and I think because of the low center of gravity with the big motor, it's the big boxer motor. It makes the bike very balanced, and you will never notice anything super heavy or scared you to ride this bike. Of course, it's not for the first rider. It's not for somebody still got the new license to ride a bike, but I can tell probably it's a second or third bike. But overall, it feels light to me, because the most important is when I move the bike in low speed or in high speed, I feel the bike is light. So even as I mentioned, like I was asking Steve about the reverse, and the bike, it comes with the reverse, right? And I was thinking about the reverse. It's something must be on this bike because it's heavy. But to be honest, I think we'll maybe not going to use the reverse unless I really, by mistake, I park the bike in downhill or something, and I cannot take it from the parking, or if I want to do some, the ground is not level or something like this, I cannot move the bike. Yes, it will be very good to have the reverse, but other than that, even if it's a level ground, you can move it, by yourself without the reverse assisted. What other thing I like about this bike is the cornering. So usually when you ride the bike for the first time, you are a little bit, have some, I don't want to say issue, but you have more, you are more caution to go to the corner, and sometimes the cornering is really very tricky for many bikers. But this bike I found from, this is my first time I ride the bike, but I feel like I don't have any problem to go into a cornering, and my speed is okay or high. So this is something really makes me feel good about the bike, because I remember when I had the Street Glide years ago, the cornering, it was really sucks, and even the bike even when I go to I don't say about I don't want to talk about Harley that I hate them, but the bike, it was not really up to the level that feels like I feel comfortable when I ride it in cornering, or when I stop in the traffic, or something like this. Other thing I like about the bike is the windshield. So the windshield is really, it looks high for some people, but as I said, it's in the right level. So when I feel the wind is very minimal. So the only thing it will be, for some days, like you are going to be, need more air to come to your face. I don't know why BMW didn't do the electric windshield, so you can, make it up and down, but I don't know. Very effective, and it will protect your face, and there is no anything will bother you when you go to the highway. Other thing I can think about it is the power. I know the power. So the bike, it has the 3 modes. So I ride the bike now on the rock mode, which is the most powerful mode for this bike. It has plenty of power, but do I really think I need more? Yes, of course, everybody need more. But for this type of bike, and as always, I'm telling people when they go to the V-twin, or they go to American bikes or something, and they spend a lot of money to make it faster or powerful, why don't go to other bike, Japanese bike or racing bike? Why go to cruiser, or even go to the bagger or something like this? It's not meant to be for this purpose, right? You need the bike to cruise, to relax, to go for long distance, and you're not racing anybody. So the bike, it has enough power, yes, and I think it's okay. It's not really the fastest, but it's really enough. I really like. I will talk about the look. So the bike is, it's mixed between different, type of American bike, between street glide, between Indian, between other bike. But the only thing it will make this bike very unique is the boxer engine, which is really makes this bike, I don't know, some people they love it, some people they hate it, and they say, oh, it's very bulky, it doesn't look good. Myself, I see the engine, it's a piece of art. It really looks nice. The way they make or design the engine is really fantastic. So in this, matter, I like the engine and how it looks. What else I can think about it? The shifting. So when you change gear, I don't know. You don't even notice you're changing gear. The gear is very easy to change. You don't have to, use the heel shifter. So you can change the gear with your toe very, very easy. I really like how BMW did a good job in this shifting. So that's a good one too. Riding position, as I said, riding position is okay. I had before a bike, I was riding on the same position, and I drove this bike one time in a few days, about 6,000 kilometers. I went from Calgary to Sturgis in the US, and it was okay. I was really not feeling any tired or anything. I think it's the riding position. It just takes some time to, not really a long time, maybe like a day or something, just to feel everything, control everything, and be, comfortable with changing gear, brakes, control everything on the bike. I think it won't take a long time to do that. The heating grips and seat, man, this is really good. The heat from the grip is really on settings 2. As Steve mentioned, you can take it up to 6, but 2 is really, really good. And also the passenger seat and the rider seat, they have heating, so you can heat the rider seat. And the passenger seat, it has its own control in the back. So if the passenger doesn't want to activate the heated seat, they can activate it or deactivate it from a button on the seat itself. So that's a good one too. So the other one, the other feature I want really to talk about it, and I love it, is the cruise control. So cruise control, it's not something new, right? It's even American bikes, they have cruise control, and not all of them, but some of them they have cruise control. And some of them, even if you don't have cruise control, you can add it later. But this bike, it has adaptive cruise control. So the adaptive cruise control is the same like some modern car they have. It will keep the distance between you and the bike or the car in front of you. So for instance, if you set up you set the cruise control to 100 kilometers, right? And if you don't have the adaptive cruise control, and if the car or the motorcycle in front of you slow down, you have to brake or you have to deactivate the cruise control until the car or the motorcycle in front of you speed again, and you can resume the cruise control to 100 again. But with adaptive cruise control, you just set up the distance between you and the car in front of you. So for example, the distance, something you will be comfortable with, and you will say, okay, I want the distance between me and the other car or motorcycle to be this amount of distance. And if the car or the motorcycle in front of you slow down, the bike will slow down by itself. You don't have to brake, the motorcycle, you don't have to press the brake, you don't have to deactivate the cruise control, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just watch, because you have to also make sure it's not emergency brake. Sometimes when we are in the highway, the car or the motorcycle in front of you will just slow down in a bit, and your motorcycle, your BMW will know that, because there is a sensor in the front, and will slow down your bike as well. This is awesome, right? Okay, so now we talk about all the good stuff about the bike. Not all of them, maybe there's more, but this is my first ride. But let's talk about what I don't like about this bike. Of course, there is some negative things I don't like about this bike, and and this is what I noticed, today from the riding. First of all, the foot brake. So the rear brake, I found like a little bit tricky to find the brake. Probably because I'm used to the front forward control, so it's easy for me to even look to the brakes or see the brake lever or something like this. But because the brake is a little bit underneath the boxer engine, I really sometimes feel it's not easy to find it. But I want to tell you something very, very unique about this bike as well. So usually when you are riding like any other bike other than this BMW, when you brake the bike with the front brake or rear brake, you just go and brake one side, right? Either a front or the back, right? But with this bike, the nice feature about it, even if you brake the front brake, it will put brake on the rear brake as well. I don't remember the ratio between them. I think, as I remember, if you for example, if you brake with the front brake, it will put brake like 70% in the front and 30% on the rear brake, and the same thing with the rear brake. So really, I want to make sure. I'm sure that if I ride this bike multiple times, I will not have any problem to find the brake, like the rear brake, but we'll see. Also, one negative things I don't like about this bike is the heated grip control. So, for example, you are riding the bike and you decide, you are in the morning, early morning, you're riding the bike and the sun start to come and you start to feel that the weather become better and you don't need the heated grip. So you want to turn it off or you want to decrease it from level 5 to level 2 or something like this. There is no physical buttons to do this. You have to go through the system on the screen and you have to master all the menus and go through multiple menus until you access the grip heat control, and you will be able to do this. Of course, there is control. You can control the screen from this dial and all this nice feature and buttons, but there is no direct buttons to shut down or set the grips or the rider seat. So the rider seat, still you have to do it from the screen. The passenger seat, yes, it has its own physical buttons, but rider seat, heated grip, you have to do it from the screen. And if we talk about the screen, one thing also I want to highlight here, the screen, there is no touch screen. Everything done through the dial and of course BMW dial, which is very famous for, and also other buttons, but no touch screen, which I'm disappointed really. The other thing also, the bike the system doesn't have navigation itself, so you have to use apps called BMW Connect. So in this you connect your phone to the system and you will see like the navigation, the maps and everything, and it works perfectly. I have no problem with that. But the problem is, what about if I lost my phone or my phone died or my phone has a problem? I'm without GPS. So this is something we have to make sure also. We have to have functional phone all the time if you want to use the GPS. Other negative point here is the trunk. So the trunk, it's not the largest. I know, like for example, Honda Goldwings, in like few years back, the trunk you cannot put two helmets on the trunk, and they came with the new models. I think 20 and 21. You can put two helmets, and this one the same thing. You cannot put two full face helmets on the trunk. You can put maybe one full and half. Maybe it will be okay, but two full helmets, you'll not be able to accommodate them on the trunk. So this is something you have to consider. The other thing is, the saddlebag. If you buy the Marshall 6 speakers, which is 2 in the front and 2 in the saddlebag and 2 on the passenger back rest or seat, you will see like the speakers on the saddlebag. It takes a lot of space from the saddlebag. So this is something also I can see the saddlebag is not the largest. It's really compared to other competitors like Harley or Indian, they are smaller. The last thing I want to mention here is the sound. The bike sounds okay. I'm saying okay because compared to other bikes like stock pipes and stock sound is really great. If you want to keep it that way, I think you can live with it. But I think there is better option if you want to have this kind of rumble, deep, sound. I think you will need to change the pipes, which, to be honest, I never had any motorcycle in my life, and I never, keep the stock pipes. Always, everybody has different taste and different, taste of sound that you want to produce from the bike, and that's why there is different companies. They offer pipes. I think for BMW they have 2 companies. They offer pipes for it. Maybe more is coming, but But yeah, it would be nice if we have, you know, more deeper sound. I think for the first edition with this bike, I think it's BMW did a great job, and I believe in the next editions probably things will be better. Maybe they will add, you know, electric windshield. Maybe they will add built-in navigation. Maybe they will add touch screen. You know, maybe they will add physical buttons to change the heated grips and all this stuff. That's something I really want to see on the new edition of the bike. Anyway, that's my review for the R18 Transcontinental. I hope that you enjoyed, and see you in the other video or new video. Bye.